G'day friends, Franny here and welcome to your Considered Body Yoga practice. In this class, it is our intention to build awareness and strength in our center. We will be twisting, we will be balancing, and there will be a couple of side planks thrown in there for good measure. Listen to your body, make this your own, and know I will be giving you options as we go. All you're going to need is a mat, and if you have a block or a set of blocks, I encourage you to grab them and just have them towards the top edge of your space. Let's dive right in. Meet me in a cross-legged seat, somewhere in the middle of your mat. And just take a moment to adjust your sitting bones so they're evenly grounded, and stack your shoulders over your hips and find a little bit more length through the back of your neck and the crown of your head. As your head reaches up, let your shoulder blades anchor down and your hands just rest somewhere on your body or in your lap. Take a slower and more intentional breath in. Part your lips and let out a sigh. Keep breathing a little bit more slowly, a little bit more fully. And just meeting yourself right here and right now. Releasing any expectation or concern with what's coming next. Letting go of anything that came before. And just being with yourself right here. Take another slow and full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, release your jaw, sigh the breath out. And we'll start to move. Starting small, just with your neck, drop your chin to your chest. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder, back of head to back of neck. Left ear to left shoulder. And then chin falls to chest once again, reversing that direction, left ear to left shoulder. Back of head to back of neck, right ear to right shoulder, and then chin to chest. And just start to move through these head and neck circles, lingering wherever you feel called. No rush, just feeling in, paying attention to what's arising, noticing any little pops or clicks, without judgment, without attachment. And the next time your chin is on your chest, just hang your head there. Maybe rock just subtly from side to side. And then start to lift your head and then drop your back of head to back of neck. Just let it rest there, feeling a lengthening through the front of your throat. Maybe rock your head from side to side once again. And then as you next exhale, just start to stack your head on top of your shoulders. And then breathing in, start to bring your hands to prayer in front of your chest. And then breathing out, start to interlace your fingers and then press the insides of your palms away. So chin towards your chest, shoulder blades spread, getting flexion through your upper back. And then release the wrap of your fingers. Start to sweep your hands behind you and then switch the cross of your legs, rolling back onto your pelvis. And then just start to lean back into your hands, pulling your heart forward and up, dropping your head back once again, finding the squeeze of your shoulder blades towards one another, opening up the front of your shoulders, your heart space. Maybe find a little arch through your back here as well if that feels good. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. And then slowly start to walk your hands back towards your hip. Roll over your knees or unwrap your legs, and we're going to meet in a child's pose. So just get there however it serves you. Fanning your knees wide, bringing your big toes together to touch, elongating your spine as you extend your arms long. Taking a few moments just to breathe, feeling the back of your ribs, the front of your belly expand as you breathe in, And contract as you breathe out. One more breath, just like that. Full, deep and slow. Full, deep and slow release. And then use your next breath to start to glide your hands back beneath your shoulders. Wiggle your knees underneath your hips and we'll find an all fours quadruped. Find an engagement through your low abdomen, drawing your pubic bone towards your navel, and then finding this knitting of your front ribs together. So there's no hammocking of your abdomen down towards the ground, but this really intentional engagement and lift. And we're going to start to fire up our core with a bird dog hold. So take a breath in as you prepare, and then as you breathe out, kick your right leg back, reach your left arm forward and hold. Notice your shoulder girdle and your pelvic girdle in space, and then do your best to level left side and right side. Keeping the awareness of your abdomen, lifting it away from the ground without changing the position of your spine. You're maintaining this natural, subtle S curvature. And then without changing the position of your spine, we're going to pull our elbow towards our knee. So take a breath in as you reach long through hand and foot. And then as you breathe out, pull your elbow and knee to meet beneath your abdomen, keeping that S curve of your spine without letting it arch or extend. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, pull towards your center. Firming 360 around your core. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, find your reach. And then exhale, set your left hand down, kickstand on your left knee as you open up into a supported side plank. So right fingertips reach towards the ceiling, lifting your left side body away from the ground and squeezing your right bum cheek on to keep your leg lifted just for a moment more. From here, as you next breathe out, start to wrap your right arm beneath your left rib cage, getting a spreading of your shoulder blades. Not a dramatic twist, but feeling that subtle rotation. And then use your next breath in to lift your right arm up. And then set the inside of your right foot down. Take a breath in here. You can stay in this supported side plank, or you have the option to press down heavy through the inner arch of your right foot. And then step your left leg out into a staggered side plank position. Squeeze your glutes. Come back to the engagement of your abdomen, a big plug down through your left hand, a big reach through your right fingertips. Take one more breath in here. And then as you breathe out, unwind, find your all fours, hands beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips, and we'll undulate the spine through one round of cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, pull your heart forward, lift your tailbone up, maybe your gaze as well. And then exhale, create a mountain with your back, shoulder blades spread, tailbone towards the backs of your knees, gaze in between your feet. Inhale, return to a neutral spine. And then as you exhale, make any adjustments of the placements of your hands and your knees, the tops of your feet. And we'll take that flow to the opposite side. Take a breath in to prepare. And then as you breathe out, reach your right arm forward, kick your left leg back and hold. Just meet yourself right here, where you are in time and space. Right and left shoulder in line, left and right hip in line, abdomen engaged. Without changing position of your spine, let's find that reach and pull. Inhale, get a little longer. And then exhale, draw your opposite elbow to opposite knee. Two more with your breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. One more, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, get long. Exhale, set your right hand down, kickstand on your right knee, open up, supported side plank, squeezing your left hip on to keep your leg lifted, sending energy out through your left fingertips, gaze up. Breathe in here. And then as you breathe out, find that wrapping of your left arm beneath your right armpit It's an element of a twist, but it's not too dramatic. Feel in between your shoulder blades. Feel your thoracic spine here. Inhale, unwind, float your left arm up, and then set your left foot down. You can stay right here in your supported side plank or press a little bit more heavy through the inner arch of your left foot. Through your right palm, maybe you start to extend your right leg back, finding a staggered side plank. Squeeze your bum, engage your inner thighs, find that lift of your pelvic floor traveling up into your abdomen. Take one more breath in here. And then as you breathe out, high plank. Set both hands down beneath your shoulders. Square off your pelvis, your shoulder girdle towards the ground. Pull your chin off your chest as you reach a little bit more through the crown of your head, a little bit more through your heels without locking out your knees, without locking out your elbow joints. Keep a micro bend. Take one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, pike your hips, downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal your knees left and right, maintaining a bend in them the entire time. Gaze between the ball mounds of your toes as you root heavy through your hands. Find a grip onto the ground, a little lift through the center of your palm, maintaining a micro bend in your elbows just like where we were in plank. Pulling your hip creases ever more slightly back, feeling the spine elongate, the hamstrings, the calves stretch. Breathing in through your nose, parting the lips and sighing out through your mouth. We're going to start to build into our flow here. As you next breathe in, three-leg dog, float your right leg to the sky, squeezing your right glute on. And then as you exhale, ripple forward into a plank, pulling your right knee towards your left elbow, not letting your spine rotate. Inhale, three-leg dog, extend your right leg back. And then use your exhale breath to glide forward, pull your right knee towards your left tricep. One more time, inhale, three-leg dog. And then as you exhale, really push into your palms as you glide forward, this time stepping your right foot through, finding a runner's lunge. Knee stacks over your ankle, get light on your fingertips. Inhale here as you pull your right hip crease back. And then as you exhale, it's a really slow step to chair. So push into your right foot, extend your arms forward. As slowly as you can, all of your weight is in your right leg. As you step your left foot in, both knees stay bent, set your left foot down, pull your hips back, reach your arms at the diagonal, and then pause here. Feel your toes gripping the ground, your heels are heavy, your knees press forward as your hips pull back. Keep your chest as lifted as you can. As you next breathe in, find a little bit more reach through your fingertips. And then as you exhale, pull your hands to prayer at heart center. Press palm into palm, anchor your shoulder blades down your back, and can your collarbones get that little bit more broad? Take a breath in here. And then as you breathe out, start to rotate from your bottom rib towards your right side. Keeping your thumbs in line with your sternum, your right shoulder blade anchored down your back. Keep sitting as low as you can in your chair without letting your pelvis rotate. So your knees stay pressing forward in the direction of your toes. And it's your upper body from your bottom rib up that's rotating towards the inseam of your right thigh. Take another breath in here. And then as you breathe out, shift your weight into your right leg. And just as slowly as we stepped forward, can you step your left leg back into a twisted incline crescent? Draw your right hip crease back as you set the ball mound of your left foot down. And then notice with this staggered stance, can you get that little bit more engagement through your low abdomen to nourish the twist that's happening through your upper spine. Anchor both shoulder blades, widen down your back. Get a little bit longer through the crown of your head. Take a breath in here. And then as you breathe out, start to lower your left knee down to the ground. Start to open your arms to a T and then bring your spine to upright. So you've got a generous 90-degree bend in both your legs, feeling a lot of work through your front thigh. Opening your arms wide, pulling your shoulder blades together. feeling your breath. Take another inhale and another exhale. As you next breathe in, circle sweep your right arm forward. We're going to find extended side angle. So set your back foot down to a 45. Maintain the lunge through your front knee. Send your right fingertips down inside your thigh. Your left fingertips up towards the ceiling, finding this 6 and 12 on an imaginary clock. Press heavy into your front heel. Find a gripping, but not a straining through your front toes. Squeeze the undersides of your glutes on, really broad through your wingspan. Option to stay here, or option to start to reach your left arm in line with your left ear up and overhead, finding more of a diagonal. Option to stay right here, feeling the challenge through your side body, through your side core and obliques. Or you have the option to start to float your right arm up in line with your right ear without shrugging your shoulders. Keep them anchored and wide. Feel where you are in time and space, not looking back, not looking forward, looking inwards. Take another breath in. And then as you breathe out, start to rotate your chest, your pelvis forward, inclining your spine, sweeping your arms back, and then binding your fingers at the small of your back, incline crescent lunge. So you're high on the ball mound of your back foot, you're still pushing into your front leg, finding this really expansive breath into your rib cage, front, back, and sides. Option to stay right here with your back foot grounded, or option as you next exhale to lift off, bound warrior 3. Keep your pelvis square to the ground. Maintain a soft bend in your right knee. Really kick your left heel back, reach your knuckles back, and lengthen the crown of your head forward. Take a breath in here, a breath out here. Option to stay with your bind, or option to sweep your arms forward, creating this capital T. Take one more breath in, and then as you breathe out, start to bring your hands down to the ground, lunge into your right leg, pyramid pose. Landing your back foot, pulling your hip creases back as you find straight-ish legs on both sides. So your left heel, it may not be touching the ground, but it's rooting, it's reaching towards it. Draw your right hip crease back. It might be helpful to bring your hands onto blocks here and really allowing your spine to surrender and elongate. Take a breath in through your nose and a breath out through your mouth. As you next breathe in, start to rebend your forward knee. Set both palms down. Step your right leg back to downward facing dog. Take a moment to wiggle, to adjust, and then to settle into the here and now, meeting yourself in this moment, paying more attention to your next breath in, more attention to your next breath out. And we'll move through that same flow on the opposite side now. So as you next breathe in, float your left leg to 3-leg dog, squeezing your glute, reaching through your heel. And then as you exhale, glide forward to plank, draw your left knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, take it high and back, 3-leg dog. Exhale, cross the body, left knee to right elbow. One more time, inhale. One more time, exhale. This time, stepping forward and through, finding your runner's lunge. Left knee stacks over left ankle, pull your left hip crease back, get light through your fingers. Take a breath in your runner's lunge, broadening across your collarbones, getting prepared. And then as you exhale, it's a slow step into chair. So shift all of your weight into your left leg as you pull your right foot in. Reach your arms forward, hips drop down and back, finding your seat. Extend your arms, creating a counterbalance. Press your knees forward, put a little bit more bend at your hips. Tailbone reaches down and back. It's not shooting up like a ski jump, but rather anchoring towards the backs of your heels. Take another breath in, finding a little bit more reach through your arms. And then as you breathe out, bring your palms together at prayer, heart center, anchoring both shoulder blades down. As you breathe in, can you find that little bit more lift of your spine, creating space between the vertebrae? And then as you exhale, start to rotate from your bottom ribs up towards your left side. Keep pulling your hips back, keep bending your knees, sending your weight into your heels as you rotate, noticing what you notice, what's arising and what's falling energetically, sensationally. And then start to shift your weight into your left leg. And then as you next breathe out, just as slowly as we step to chair, we're going to step back into a twisted incline crescent lunge. Landing your right foot down and then meeting yourself in this posture. Noticing what you notice here and now. Drawing your left hip crease back. Rotating your right elbow forward, lengthening through the crown of your head. Take another breath in, and then as you breathe out, release your hands, open your arms wide to a T as you drop your right knee down below your hip, finding a 90-degree bend through both legs, rotating your chest towards the left side long edge of your mat. Arms are wide, shoulder blades anchor down and in. Draw your left hip crease back. Keep bringing your awareness to your pelvic and shoulder girdle and your spine that connects them. Your core that holds everything together. Take another breath in and another breath out. As you next inhale, circle sweep your left arm down, around, and then open up, pivoting to the right side, long edge of your mat, extended side angle. Squeeze both butt cheeks on as you press heavy through your front heel and heavy through the knife edge blade of your right or your back leg. Option to keep your arms expanded to the T, or create a little bit more challenge for your core. Start to float or extend, your right arm up and overhead to the diagonal. So think this long diagonal line from the tips of your right fingers to the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Hold here. Or option to extend your left arm, reaching your left bicep in line with your left ear, finding this solid overhead reach, lifting through your obliques so there's no lateral flexion through your spine. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, get that little bit longer, that little bit more energetic. And then as you exhale, start to pivot into an incline crescent lunge, keeping the bend in your front knee, adjusting your back foot so you're high on the ball mound, and then sweeping your arms behind you, option to interlace your knuckles at the small of the back, or if that's not within your reach, finding a crisscross of your arms behind your back instead. Lengthen through the sides of your neck, lift your chin off your chest, gaze forward and down. Option to stay right here in your bound incline crescent, or option as you next breathe out to float your back leg, finding bound warrior 3. Aware of where your right hip is in space, lift your pelvic floor, brace through your abdomen, proud across your chest. Option to stay here in the bind, or option to start to sweep your arms forward, finding a capital T in your warrior 3. Meet yourself in time and space right here. One more inhale, one more exhale. As you next breathe in, start to lunge into your left leg. Set your hands down onto the mat or onto blocks, finding pyramid. So both legs are straight-ish. Pull your left hip crease back and then let your head drop down, folding over your forward leg as best you can. Blocks may be really handy here. Feeling into your Achilles, your calves, your hamstrings on both sides. meeting what arises with curiosity and a little gentle smile. Taking one more breath in and one more breath out. As you next breathe in, rebend your left knee, set both hands down, step your left leg back to downward facing dog. We're going to move through that same flow. Once again, picking up the pace just a little before we set off. Let's just get settled with one more slow and steady breath in. Cleansing breath out. Let's go. Inhale, right leg high, 3-leg dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, cross the body like a seatbelt. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Take it back, hips high. And then exhale, cross the body, knee to elbow. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't, that's okay. One more time, inhale, 3-leg dog, right leg high. And then exhale, step your right leg through, runner's lunge. Get high on your fingertips, get light with your chest, inhale here. And then as you exhale, push heavy through your right foot, slow step into chair. Hips stay low, arms extend forward, both feet grip the ground as your tailbone extends down towards your heels. Inhale here, find a little bit more reach through your fingertips. And then exhale, pull your hands to prayer at heart center. Breathe in, elongate your spine. Breathe out, start to rotate from your bottom ribs towards your right. Pelvis stays square. Heels stay heavy, hips drop back. Breathe in here. And then as you breathe out, it's a slow step. Extend your left leg back. Incline crescent lunge, maintaining the rotation through your thoracic spine. Inhale here, pull your right hip crease back. And stay for your breath out. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, start to tee your arms, drop your left knee down below your left hip, reaching your wingspan wide, hugging your shoulder blades in towards your center line, keeping your pelvis square and forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, circle sweep your right arm down and around, pivot to the left, find extended side angle. You have options with your arms. Maybe you stay 6 and 12 on the imaginary clock. Maybe you reach your left arm over and up. Or that final layer, that extra challenge, float both arms in line with your ears to the diagonal. Find that little bit more stability through your feet. Find that little bit more extension through your fingertips. Take a breath in and a breath out. As you next inhale, start to pivot forward, sweeping your arms behind you, interlacing behind your back, incline, crescent lunge this time, or once again with your bind, finding the wrap of your knuckles, and then reaching your knuckles in the direction of your back foot. Breathing here, find a little bit broadness across your chest. And then as you breathe out, float your back leg, bound warrior 3. Now you have options. You can stay and observe in your bound warrior, or you can test your balance that little bit more by opening up into half moon pose. Release the bind if you had it, and then start to rotate your hips, your shoulders open to the left, threading your right fingertips down, your left fingertips high. Using a block beneath your right hand can be great support here. Ask yourself what you need. Know that asking for that little bit of support takes courage, takes bravery, just as much as it does having a crack without. Choose compassionately in this moment. Take another inhale, another exhale. And then as you next breathe in, return to your warrior 3, reaching both arms forward in line with your ears. Yeah, a lot of work for your front leg. Take another breath in. And then as you breathe out, lunge into your right knee. Set your hands down, finding your pyramid once again. Hands beneath, hands on top of blocks can be really nice. Drawing your right hip crease back, reaching your left heel down to the ground. Taking a moment of reprieve, of release, and just once again, meeting yourself in the here and now, not concerned about the next side or what's coming next. Letting go of whatever happened before. Taking a slow and steady breath in. Slow and steady breath out. Removing the hands from the blocks if you were there. Starting to lunge once again into your right knee. Set your left hand down just forward of your right toes. And then start to roll onto your left side as you step your right leg back, side plank. Grip the ground with your left hand. Push heavy into the pinky toe edge of your left foot. Squeeze both butt cheeks. Lift your pelvic floor. Pull your shoulder blades together as you reach your wingspan as wide as you can. Lifting your side body away from the ground. Take one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, high plank through center. Inhale in your high plank. Put a soft bend in your knees if they were locking out. And then exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Readjusting palms, readjusting feet. Letting the crown of your head drop. Nodding and shaking, just wiggling and shifting. Finding your safe place to settle through center. Taking a cleansing breath in. And a cleansing breath out. Let's start to bring it home. As you inhale, float your left leg up and back, 3-leg dog. And then as you exhale, cross the body, left knee towards right tricep. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, opposite knee to opposite elbow. This is your last one. Inhale, 3-leg dog. And then exhale, step your left foot forward and through runner's lunge. Get light through your hands. Push heavy through your left foot. Inhale here, broaden your collarbones. And then as you exhale, it's a slow step. Stay low, keep the bend in your left knee. Slow step to chair, reaching your arms forward. As you set the sole of your right foot down, level out your sides left and right. Firm through your low belly. Lift your chest. There's this slight extension through your spine. Breathing in here. Breathe out, pull your hands to prayer at heart center, thumb towards your sternum. Inhale, get a little bit longer through your spine. And then as you exhale, rotate from your bottom rib up to your left side. Anchor your shoulder blades, pull your upper arm bones in towards your sides. Inhale here, sending your awareness into your left foot, shifting your weight into your left leg. And then as you breathe out, slowly step your right foot back, landing in your incline, twisted prayer lunge. Draw your left hip crease back in space, get a little higher on the ball of your right foot, take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, drop your right knee down below your right hip. Open your arms to a T as you bring your spine to upright. Notice how much space you can take up here. Notice how much you can connect to what's at your center. Notice without attachment. Let it go. Take one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, circle sweep your left arm down, up and around, pivot open to your right side, extended side angle. Heavy through your front foot, light through the arch of your back foot. Engage your inner thighs. Low belly firm, collarbones wide as you reach. And you know you have options with your arms. You have 6 and 12. You can extend your right arm up and overhead in line with your ear. You can float your left arm to meet it. That little bit more work for your obliques. Keep anchoring your bottom rib cage in. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. As you next inhale, pivot. Find this big sweep of your arms behind you, coming high on the ball mound of your right foot, finding your bound incline crescent lunge, knowing you can crisscross your arms behind your back as well. Heavy through your front foot, light through your back foot, option to stay here. Or option as you next exhale, float and lift, bound warrior three. Aligning your shoulders and your pelvis in space. Maintaining a soft bend in the back of your left knee as you reach through the back edge of your right foot. Spiraling your pinky toe down. Option to stay here. Or option to release your bind, whatever it is, and to start to open up to your right side, finding half moon once again. Bringing a block beneath your left hand if that feels supportive, but no, it may not. Get curious and choose compassion, knowing that this is not about perfection. It's about practice. It's about continually showing up. Get a bit more lifted through the back edge of your right foot. Taking one more breath in, one more breath out. Let's start to exit this shape. Start to spiral your hips back down to level and square to the ground, reaching both arms forward, full expression of warrior three. Inhale. And then exhale, start to lunge into your left leg. Set your hands down, finding pyramid. We meet once again. Adjusting your stance as you need. Both legs are straight-ish. Pull your hip creases back. Waterfall, spill your spine down, letting the crown of your head drop. And the muscles of your eyes, your face, relax them as best you can. Let's take two more slow and steady, easy and deep breaths here. And the last little bit of work on this side. Slowly start to re-bend your left knee, remove hands from blocks if they were there, and just hop step your right foot a fraction further back. Right hand is your base for this side plank. Hand palm a little bit further forward of your shoulder. Shift your weight onto your right hand, onto the knife edge blade of your right foot. Step back with your left leg, finding your expression of side plank here. You can have the staggered stance, just like we did in warm up. You can drop your supporting knee down to the ground. What do you need? Meeting yourself in the here and now. Grounding your awareness in the here and now. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly start to unwind, landing your left hand down beneath your left shoulder, finding a high plank just as a transition before you lift your hips one final time into downward facing dog. Slowly, footprint at a time, start to walk your feet to meet your hands at the top edge of your mat. And keeping a generous bend in both of the legs, maybe you cross your arms as you sway from side to side in your forward fold. Releasing your hands back down to the ground. Maybe your heels lift as you bend your knees a lot, finding this low crouch or low squat. And then taking your time, start to lower yourself down into a seated butterfly position. So soles of the feet come together to touch, knees come out wide. Using your hands to kind of hug and tug on your ankles, pull your chest forward, finding this element of cow pose. And then as you exhale, find this element of cat pose, softening your arms, chin towards your chest, rounding your upper back, maybe through your lower back a little as well. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, find that element of cow, Collarbones broaden, shoulder blades pull back, head tips, open your throat. And then exhale, reverse that shape. Curl in around your heart. And then keeping that flexion through your spine, that little C curve, start to hug your knees in towards your belly as you rock back onto your spine. Keeping your knees hugged in towards your chest, rolling out your ankles as you just rock yourself like a baby from side to side. And then keep your right knee hugged in towards your chest as you extend your left leg long. And then roll your right thigh over towards the left side, supine twist. Extending your right arm to a T, keeping your right shoulder blade as anchored as you can. And then finding whatever expression of this shape is best serving you, best supporting you in this moment. Feel your rib cage, your abdomen move as it receives and releases your breath. And then with every exhale, can you allow yourself to just get that little bit heavier? Find that little bit more surrender down towards the earth. As you finish your next breath, start to roll out of your twist and then reach your right hand for the pinky toe edge of your right foot, keeping your left leg long or maybe finding a little bend in a half happy baby. So kicking your right foot into your right hand, reaching your heel away, feeling a stretch through the inseam of your right side groin. And then pulling both knees in towards your center, taking a little reset, rock from side to side. And then extend your right leg long, keep your left knee hugged towards your left armpit. And then we find our supine twist on our second side, using your right hand to guide your left knee over and across, reaching your left arm to a T, keeping your left shoulder blade as anchored as best you can. Making whatever adjustments you need to best receive this posture. Allowing your spine to receive the rotation. Allowing your belly to receive your breath, expanding as fully as you can. And then noticing how you can soften as you let go of the breath and your abdomen deflates. Giving over your weight to the ground, and with it any expectation or concern of what might be coming next. Letting go of any stories that you might be hanging on to right now. Just being in this present moment for one more round of inhale, one more round of exhale. And then starting to shift yourself back through center, reaching your left hand for the knife edge of your left foot, keeping your right leg long in a half happy baby. Feeling the kick of your left side, and at the same time, this pull in. It's a balance between the two. Softening your jaw, unfurrowing your brow. One more inhale. One more exhale. Starting to bring your left leg back in, setting your left leg down, and then finding whatever shape you feel most called to and most comfortable in for Shavasana. Maybe it's a reclined butterfly with the soles of the feet touching and the knees falling wide. Maybe your limbs reach long into a star shape or down by your sides. You can roll onto a side or onto your belly, or you can sit upright. Ask yourself what you need and respond compassionately, knowing that there's no right or wrong. Finding this effortless ease, just giving over to being right here. Exactly where you need to be. Not letting your chain of thought get away from you. If you feel your thoughts starting to wander, use your body as an anchor, a point of sensation, the feeling of weight, or the subtle movement of your next breath. If you can stay, I always encourage you to stay that little longer if you can, just an extra minute, knowing that there's no rush. But if now is time to head back into your day, slowly start to stretch and move your body. Again, in whatever way you feel called. Reawakening wrists and ankles, fingers and toes, arms and legs, and your trunk. Inviting movement to all your parts, your whole. And then when you're ready, rolling onto one side, allowing yourself to pause. Before gently pressing yourself up into any seated position. Finding a stacking of your spine, a little shrug of your shoulders forward and back. One last roll of your head and your neck. Keeping your eyes closed, or maybe blinking them open ever so slightly. As you allow your awareness to meet you right here in this moment, practicing this presence in our practice, in our time together, once more, knowing that this is a practice you can take out into the world and use as you move through your day, even sharing it with those around you and with those you love. Let's seal our time together with one last breath in. As you inhale, take up as much space as you can. And then as you exhale, draw all your energy back in and down, down and in. Offering yourself gratitude for being here, for showing up. Gratitude for this practice. Gratitude for being here and now. Thank you so much for being here and for moving with me. I hope to see you again soon.